Back in preschool, you used to be a kid with no worries. You would just go to school, eat lunch, play, and go back home. The only thing your brain was acting on was the parents, teachers, or even your friends' influence. You wouldn't care about many things, technically, because your brain hasn't picked up what it likes. Nonetheless, you didn't even have any idea what influences your behavior. Typically, the important information you had was eat, play, and sleep. You would get home, throw your school bag, and begin playing video games without even paying attention to your surroundings. Say your mom enters your messy room and starts yelling at you to clean. Your room is dirty. You are probably aware that your behavior is influenced by your mom's commands. However, the thought of cleaning your room wouldn't even click. Why is that? It's not part of your brain setup. The word clean is familiar to your brain, but according to your brain setup at that age, the act of cleaning isn't found. As if it is foreign, it might create a glitch because it hasn't been installed to your brain that sitting with an unclean room is not okay. Your brain checks this. It finds games, snack eating as the normal data you have. Say your mom yells at you to clean your room every day. Your brain is starting to pick up this data as normal since it's being absorbed every day. So you will end up cleaning. At first, it feels like you are challenging your brain, but eventually your brain cells will multiply this thought until it becomes normal. Now you feel like cleaning every time you get a sense of dirt in your room. This becomes your new normal as it creates a reward feeling when your mom gives you candy and lets you be on your video games every time you finish cleaning. That's exactly how addiction works. Influence causes craving. Craving is backed up by response. Response leads to reward. Every human has this loop without even being aware. Enza is now a grown-up. Every day he wakes up in a spotless clean room as usual and prepares to go to work. However, why is he now having a pack of cigarettes and alcohol in his clean room? This simply means there was a new influence that made the brain decide to use smoking as a reward or relief from a negative influence. That is substance addiction. He hates his long hours job. This is a glitch in the brain. That is his first influence. To him, going to work without a glass of alcohol and a puff of cigarettes feels like climbing a mountain with no shoes on. His brain knows work equals exhaustion, and exhaustion equals cigarettes and alcohol. He walks across the streets on his way to work and meets his crush Naki, who immediately judges him for smoking. She passes judgment due to the fact that she has no data for smoking in her brain, but she doesn't understand his influence. It's not that she has no problems in her life. Since she's unemployed, she just can't relate to his tiring job routine, hence won't understand his addiction. She enters a casino to gamble for money. The lack of money and unemployment created her gambling addiction. Unemployment is his influence. To her, it's a normal way of making money. Gambling is her response. Money becomes her reward. She later meets her friend Carla, the owner of the casino, who has more than enough money. So money isn't part of any of her problems. However, she's always complaining about not being able to find the right boyfriend. This influences her self-esteem. Low self-esteem is her influence, which is why she's always binge eating huge amounts of calories to lower her stress levels. That is food addiction. The absence of man she wants in her life keep her with a mobile phone on social media, scrolling through her type of man. She can't spend a day without visiting his profile page of his gym routine. She gets reward simply from this. Her brain knows low self-esteem equals food and scrolling on social media. To her, him not posting on socials feels like a heroin addict on withdrawal symptoms, like this one time when her crush broke his shoulder and didn't post for weeks. He was admitted to the hospital for dislocating his shoulder due to inability to rest. He's a gym addict. As soon as he left the hospital, he went to his pharmacist, Mr. Van, for painkillers. He was told to rest, but as soon as he gets home, his brain demands gym. It does not know rest. During his skinny days in high school, he felt unworthy and was bullied for looking like a skeleton. Trauma and bullying are his influences. His gym craving has a reward for less bullying. However, his extreme workouts cause him sever muscle and bone pains body. He knows no limits simply because this addiction came from an emotion of anger. His new influence become pain, which also led him to use painkiller for relief. It has become his database cycle. That is gym and prescription medication addiction. His brain knows gym equals pain and pain equals painkillers. He is a known regular customer for pain medication. He is told to take a break, but he knows very well Mr. Van himself is a work addict. He never takes a break, running several businesses around town. To others it may seem like madness to work like that, but to him is a way to satisfy his brain's needs. But this type of addiction became overwhelming to his brain, creating a burnout. This was his brain telling him, hey, we have enough of this fulfillment. Try another one that soothes us instead. This type of addiction is like filling a cup with water until it can't handle the water because it's full. He knows if he takes a break from work, he'll suffer cravings because his brain does not know what is to relax. This addiction is a reward and also a punishment at the same time. The stress levels create a negative response. Naki, on the other hand, has a reward for her gambling addiction. Say she hits a jackpot and make a couple of notes. The brain has reached its awaited excitement, like a street burger who happened to get some cash by accidentally meeting some kind folk who was just passing by around that time. Her addiction is based purely on luck. She goes to one of Mr. Van Cosmetics stores to fulfill her shopping addiction. It's not like she has no clothes or makeup products at her house. She has plenty. This shopping spree is just a reward she created. Her brain knows gambling equals money and money equals shopping. This pattern she created is a double dopamine effect. She even transferred this pattern to Mr. Van. They already share the same effect. Mr. Van knows work equals money the same way Naki knows gambling equals money. Their brains share the same vibrations as if they understand each other's addictions. No, their brains have similar responses to their addictions, which is why they do not judge each other. Mr. Van even took her advice, which is why whenever he knocks off at work, he visits his nearest club. He now added another addiction, sex addiction, to encounter his burnout moments. Burnout is second influence. He would often spend his extra profit on hookers, even cutting some time off with his wife. His brain knows work equals money and money equals sex. All these individuals each meet on a daily basis, but are hooked into their own unique world ruled by what their brain chemical, dopamine, responds to. One might see the other as crazy, but the truth is no one is crazy. They are living according to the database created by what influences them the most. Everyone is hooked to something. It just became normal to them since each individual was never really exposed to the level of thrill the other has reached.